First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Basham Yoshai, Basham Kakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Holwell, who teach us this truth through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Basham Yoshai. Peace and salutation to the Akim of them all who pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. This is Brother Quara from Trinidad Camp, coming to you with another lesson to feed the elect at the house of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Right now, there's a quick clarification, I'll title this one, His Compassion is Towards His Saint, of His compassion is towards Israel. This whole book, the whole Bible is based on Israel, between them and their God, right? That His mercy is towards them. Salvation is of the Jews. Right, the Lord made a covenant with the children of Israel. He had not dealt so with any of the other nations. Right, His promise is for them. Right, so despite all the things Israel had done towards the Heavenly Father, the turn against Him, the sin against Him, He still showed His compassion towards them that try, them that believe, and He's gonna bring them out of tribulation. He's gonna bring them out of darkness. He's gonna save them from their enemies, right? And they say, sure, the mercy of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. And guess what? 2/3 of our people, they're so proud. And the scripture say, why earth and ashes so proud? We are just dust, right? There's Psalms 78 verse 37. It says, for their heart was not right with them, neither were they steadfast in His covenant. And Jakes wasn't steadfast in the Most High words, right? The things, the benefits, the Lord had given us. Jake didn't want that. Jake wanted to do their own thing, right? To follow these heathens, right? He said, but verse 38, he said, but He, being full of compassion, forgave their iniquity and destroyed them not. Yea, many a time turned He His anger away and did not stir up all His wrath. Because the little chastisement, Israel get, that wasn't the Most High fierce anger, that wasn't all His anger. Right? Because He still, had showed them, a way out. Through His Son, through Yahushai, to bring them out back unto Him. Right? The Lord, that pour all His wrath. We wouldn't exist today. Right? But He didn't keep His anger, forever. It was just for a moment. Right? Verse 39, He said, for He remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passeth away and cometh not again. Yeah. He remembered they were flesh. They were nothing. He could just blow and they vanish. Right? He said, how often did they provoke Him in the wilderness and grieve Him in the desert? He said, yea, they turned back and tempt God and limit the Holy One of Israel. They remembered not His hand, nor the day when He delivered them from the enemy. Right? So all the things the Lord done unto the children of Israel, deliver them out of the enemy hand, deliver them out of Egypt, still revolted against the Lord. All these things the Lord had done unto the children of Israel. Right? So much, and He's still at it unto this day. He's still with Israel. And He's gonna deliver them again from the enemy. Right? When you see a man have this compassion towards his saints, towards his people, see this man that's showing mercy, Jakes can't get in the mind to see, hey, but hey, the most sides of love. Yes, he's of balance, he's of wrath too, right? And the things where we face through slavery, having our enemies over us, and the Lord, he's gonna redeem us. He's there with us. He's in the midst of Israel. You can't get in the mind to say, boy, hey, let me try, boy. I see the Lord trying with me. I see the Lord showing that mercy, compassion, boy. Let me fear this man, boy, because, he's a terrible poor. He's a terrible poor also. Jake's not in that mindset. Jake's is thinking that way. Right? These Psalms 18. There's I'll go to the Sirach 18 verse 11. He said, therefore is God patient with them and poured forth his mercy upon them. Yeah, the Lord patience with them. But the Lord could have wiped out you. Lord could have wiped out you whole Israel. Right? But through his mercy he kept our remnant. Right? He found favor in the righteous. And he preserved them. Right? Same as in the days of Noah, the Lord found favor in Noah. A righteous man, a just man, and showed his mercy and saved them. And he's gonna do that same thing. He's gonna do that same thing again. Towards the righteous, the ones who who uphold his righteousness to their best abilities. Right, verse 13. He said the mercy of man is towards his neighbor, but the mercy of the Lord is upon all flesh. He reproveth and nurtured and teach it and bring it again as a shepherd his flock. He had mercy on them that receive discipline and that diligently seek after his judgment. Right? Them that had discipline to seek after Yahweh Shem Yoshai, his judgments, being a just man. And there was what? He showed mercy upon them. Job, Noah, Abraham, the prophets, because they had that discipline, to walk after the Lord ways, to walk after his ordinance. Right? These Psalms 106 verse 3. He said, blessed are they that keep judgment, and he that doeth righteousness at all times. So the Lord saying, hey, blessed. Is a man that doing these things where the blessings upon he. Right? He said, remember me, O Lord, with the favor that thou bearest unto thy people, who visit me with thy salvation. And the scripture say the Lord is not slack, I promise. That the things, the righteous doing, their works, the works, they're not laboring in vain. They gonna have that right to the tree of life. The Lord gonna bring them to his place. Right? They're gonna be blessed. Right? He said that I may see the good of thy chosen, that I may rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I may glorify with thine inheritance. And who is the Lord's inheritance? When you read Deuteronomy 32 verse 9, Israel is the Lord's portion. Israel is the lot of his inheritance. The children of Israel, so you see who the promise is made for. The kingdom of heaven is not for these heathens. That promise, that immortality, is not for these heathens, but for the children of Israel. His mercy is towards his people. Right? The wisdom of Solomon, 3 verse 9. He said, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Right? But we got a lot of people today, they ain't understand, they in that YOLO, mindset. You only live once, to live it to your best. And to their best is wickedness, is evil. Doing all the pleasures of this world. Right? And not knowing that it have a life after death. As Ezra say, after death shall the judgment come and we shall live again. Right? They do have that understanding, they do have that truth. But the Lord had given, that truth, that wisdom, unto his prophets, unto his saints, unto the men who he choose. That's why the scriptures say wisdom was not manifest unto many. Right? So back to the wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 9, he says, and they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Right? That to serve him, keep his commandments. You have faith in Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Kiss the Son. Right? And such as be faithful in love. And where is love? And we walk after the commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. Right? Shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he care for his elect. Right? The Lord care for elect. Right? So the promise, the kingdom of heaven is for elect, the children of Israel. And the Lord's mercy is so great that the least amongst Israel, the wickedest man in Israel, he gonna be great in the kingdom too. Because the scripture says all Israel gonna be saved, and here the Romans. But guess what? He gonna cleanse them. Right? And that cleansing, hey, that come like that is mercy too. All of them gonna die in the Lord's anger. But that is still mercy, because the Lord gonna bring them back. Whether they come through the elect loins, right? That is mercy too. We gonna bring upon the whole house of Israel, right? Because they gonna still be over the enemy, right? The least man in Israel, the wickedest man in Israel, right? He gonna be over his enemy, But it will just add, a different rank, because in the house of the Lord, is order. The head, the governing body, Yahushai, right? Order. Just as, the Lord had order, that the head of man is Yahushai, the head of the woman is the man. Order. So you're gonna have order in the house of Israel. Right? Let's close over this last precept here. There's Isaiah 63 verse 7. He said, I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord and the praise of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai, according to all that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai had bestowed on us, and the great goodness towards the house of Israel, which he had bestowed on them according to his mercy. and according to the multitude of his loving kindness. Right? Hey, the Lord sent, he only begotten. Hey, he sent Yahushua, he to die for, for Jakes, for Israel, for Israel's sake, to deliver them. That is who Yahushua come for, the elect, for the children of Israel. That's who he died for. He didn't die for the whole world. As you Christians say. Right? The men, who gonna believe in Yahweh Hashem Yeshai is elect. Of the house of Israel. And with that, hope it was edifying. I'd like to give all praises and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Basham Yoshai Basham Makakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone Overwell. Peace and salutation to Yakim, the Maori pushing the gospel and sincerity and truth. This is Brother Kwara from Trinidad Camp coming to you with another lesson. Hey, Shalom.